Okay, I've got both analyzers chugging away, and I also had this one online, but I have issues with my IP side of things. So I was able to scan all the instruments that I had on my GPIB network. I get to choose which one I want to connect to. So, yeah, working backwards. I've done a lot of code refactoring. So here what I did was I blew up the project into a main user interface scan instrument, plotting utilities, instrument control, frequency bands, CSV utilities, averaging utilities. And with that, I put them on my GitHub, and I also added copious amounts of information, comments. This is what the module is. I wrote it. For each function, this is what it does. These are the inputs. These are the processes that happen to it, and these are the outputs. So every function has that kind of text blurb about it. So it's pretty well documented. LLMs, they rock for that kind of thing, and they very much rock for just dealing with that kind of thing. I wrote a README. So there's a README document on the page. Kind of tells you how to get started with it, how to install, blah, 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 blah. It's all there. The couple of things I've been working on is now it has, like I say, it has an ini file, like an initialization file. So every time you hit scan or leave the program, it saves to last used settings. So if you stop the scan or whatever, you make a whole bunch of configurations, it actually saves the settings so you can actually return to them. It also saves which frequency band selection you want to work from. So, for example, if you just want 2 of these, it will remember which 2 you were scanning. Couple other things. I wanted to limit the choices of scan bandwidth. So, you can put any number you want in here, but I made it a slider so it's a little bit easier to choose. Same with frequency shift, just kind of like common frequency shifts. Same with cycle hold time. It's just stuff like it if you give unlimited choices, you'll have unlimited problems. So I bound my problems. Then I have... restore defaults. So I'm going to pause this scan. It's going to tell me, hey, you're paused. I'm going to generate a plot. So this is generating a plot based on all of the files that are in that this one has scanned. This one is also still scanning. I'm going to pause that one and okay. So there generated historical. Generated a whole bunch of stuff. Click to resume. Okay, fine, I'll resume. So what it does is creates a folder. These are all the CSVs. Each CSV has its own plot. This is kind of a cool little feature. It gives you now like a summary at the bottom. There's a problem with that one. Oh, well, you got an air gap. So let's pause this scan, generate a plot here, and we'll come back to that. So now you can actually do like a window, kind of just like jump around the file really quick to examine it. Much better than just looking at a CSV file. Here's all the TV stations. Here's all the government stuff. There's absolutely everything. Okay, so here, open the folder. I'm going to resume the scan. Historical plot. One of the other things it did was I have an average CSV, median, PSD, don't worry about that one, range, standard deviation, variance, all across the same data set. So you get this nice newer chart. It's got a little legend here. So you have average power, median power, range, standard deviations. So if I want to zoom in on a part, I can just grab, and my cursor has to be parallel to where I started. So there's all that. Tells me all my TV stations. So the pink is range. So if the signal goes from here to here, that gives you your range. Your standard deviation is up on the top. So if I want to solo, almost like you double click, there's standard deviation. So if I unclick that, it gives me everything. If I want to just look at the range, I can just double click that and it gives me the range. If I want to hide the range, I just click the line, and it automatically removes that from the graph. So these are all the scans stacked on top of one another. So it's very data rich and very granular. I've made them dashed so you can actually, you know, see something on top of it. You hit the home button and it resets the axes. So I'm going to click on that one and then undo. So now it displays everything. One thing you can do here, this is a very cool feature. You click at the beginning. I want it to, you can now type in, I want it to go from 650, and then you go here at the end and you double click on that one. And I want it to go 650 to 700. And poof, there's your 650 to 700. When you put your mouse over top of the graph now, it tells you at this frequency, here's your average power, median power, range, standard deviation, and then all of the plots associated with it. It's got the date. I just did date and time on there, and then I gave, the title of the historical thing. The beauty of this Plotly thing is I can just go download as PNG without even doing a screen print, and there it is rendered as a PNG in everyone's favorite Fan viewer. So you can take a lot of historical data and you can really just set this thing up. It takes about 20 minutes to do a scan. So here you can see 14, 13, 28. So 28 minus 13, 15 minutes. It's 15 minutes to do a pretty good scan. If you want to do the offsets, that's also a really good thing. You see in the file name, there's offset of 0. But if you go over to this one, I'm doing offset. So it starts with an offset of 0, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. Iteration. It's been really good, and I hope this works for my colleague. He will have one file to manage now, but it's split up into a whole bunch of files, so it's just an RAR file now for that release. And hopefully it runs, and hopefully it reveals some secrets of the universe. I know they're there, so they're hidden someplace deep in the data. I know it.